Hi, this is Anthony from Rend Lake Dental. I wanted to show you our new business, Rend Lake Dental Lab. Today we're going to go through a single crown, start to finish, what the steps are to get that from the mill into your mouth. So a little bit of the history of it. Before people would come in, the doctor would do her prep work on that tooth area. The assistant would take an impression. You're going to bite into some gunk. They're going to make up that temporary crown for you, put it on. They'll send that impression off to some lab. Now that lab could be right next door. They could be 3,000 miles away. So what we've done is we've cut out the middleman here, and what we've done is everything is in-house. Everything is here. There's technology for it, so we went out and got that, and we're going to go through that here in a second. So this right here is what they use now. This is called an intraoral scanner. And what this does is they would take this wand and they would go inside the patient's mouth, and it would take a lot of small pictures. So there's no x-rays, there's no radiation, everything is done with this little handheld camera. The pictures that camera takes are going to be transmitted, and it is going to put this image together via 3D. So here you can see a crown prep that the doctor has done, and you can see all the other teeth in there. So when the doc's happy with this imaging, they'll take that and send that over to the lab. So the lab computer, which will be right here, will take that same image. As you can see, there's our crown prep, and what we will do is we will actually build and design a crown. So there is the before. This is one that we've already got done. This is after. So there's our new crown, and we can also show the opposing right there with it. So we'll build this, we'll design this, we'll build the height, shape, all that stuff, and we'll actually even color it. When we're done, since everything's in-house, I can go to the doc, make sure she is happy with it. When she signs off on it, we'll take this image and we will actually place it into our mill. So this step, they call it a nesting stage. We'll take that crown that we built, we will place it in here, and go through here. I'm actually just working on the shade of it here, and we will go ahead and go to production. So what it's doing is it's going to take all my design, everything that we've done in there, and it is going to start compiling all the data. When the data is compiled, it'll be ready for milling. So we're going to let this load here in a second. It should just take just a few seconds, and then we're going to go over to the mill, and you guys can actually watch what the mill does. I said in the past it would take up to about 2 weeks to get a crown done. Here it can take a block of the same kind of material and mill this out into a green or raw state in about 20 minutes. So we're just about there. It's finishing up. Okay. Perfect. Now we are going to our mill. So this one here, we're going to get it started. And it should start here in a second. It's transferring all the files over to this, so once the mill reads everything that we've done, it'll go ahead and start. And this mill here is a 5-axis mill. What it is, it can rotate on 5 different axes to get in there and get those curves, get those crevices, all those fissures inside of a tooth. It can get in there and fill those in. So here it goes. And we'll watch this for a minute, and then we'll skip ahead to one that we've already got done. So it is actually in there, it is milling this tooth. It's actually carving out of this, the material that we're using is a zirconia. It's very common, just about every dentist or dental lab uses the same kind of material. But here in a second it'll flip it over and you'll actually see what it's doing on there. It's pretty awesome. I said, this is still fairly new technology, but I said more and more are getting them, and for this area there's not a lot to have it, so we're really proud to have this kind of machine here at Rend Lake Dental. So while that's going, I'm going to go ahead and show you a one that's already finished. This one here has been out, we've cut it nice and neat. It's still in a green state or a raw state. So this has the same texture, almost like chalk. So it's real fragile. We have to be very careful with this here. And from here, we'll go into our centering of it. But before we get there, if we go back to the mill, we see it's flipped. And if you zoom in, you can see that it's got the underside of that tooth already in there. So whenever it's done, like I said, we'll take it out and we'll actually go ahead and come over here to our oven. We'll put it in here, and there's different settings on there, but it heats it up to about 4,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, hi Tiffany. So once it's done in there, it'll come out and it's essentially done, but it needs to be polished up again. So this is another one that has went through that same oven, and if you look, it has that tooth coloring on there, but it's kind of dull. So what we'll do is once it comes out, we will actually polish this up with a hand piece. There's different heads we can use to polish those up, and then from there, what we'll actually do is we will put some layered, this is a porcelain, this is a glass that we'll layer on there, and we'll bake it in this oven here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one that's done that needs layered with the porcelain. I'm going to paint it, and then we're going to put it in this oven. So let's go ahead here. And what I'm putting in here is a Wonder Peg. This will not affect the crown, but it will actually help hold so that porcelain can bake on, and we're not going to touch it. So this is some that I've already got made up, and we'll try to do this for the camera here. But what I'll do is I'm going to brush this on all around it. So there is that, and we're going to put it in here. Every different kind of material, every porcelain has a different setting. So I've already got this preset to one I like. It's actually going to go in there, and it'll have this done probably in about an hour after all that. So, hey Callie, thanks for watching. So it's going to go in there, it's going to make that up, and once that porcelain hardens, it's going to be essentially like glass. So I've got one that is already done. Oop. And if you look at it on there, you can see it has that luster to it, that shine like a normal tooth would have on there. It's not nearly as dull as the one before was, and that is our finished product. It is beautiful. I love this. So we've done our crown, we've done everything, and that mill doesn't just do single unit crowns. It can do bridges, dental implants, it can even do a full set of dentures. We'll post some more videos later on that as we go, but that's all we have for today. I'm Anthony. Thanks for watching.